Okay, we're joined by Damian just ahead of our get-together on Saturday. And Damian, I guess it's one of the key factors in getting this on, that we can invite fans back, and that's one of the reasons we're bringing them in.
Yeah, I think obviously we've missed everybody, and I know everybody's missed the club. It's been a great year in a lot of ways, in that relationship between supporters and club people has been really brought to bear. We've really seen it firsthand because we've missed it. So with the easing of restrictions, we were looking to get people back down to the club as best we can, and try something new and different. The club brought its catering back in-house. For all intents and purposes, we did that last year with the view that the season would start and we'd have supporters in. So we haven't really had a chance to test things and get things in place for that. So it's a timely situation now with the ease of lockdown to try something new, get our bar service and the food back up and running, and welcome people back in.
Yeah, and obviously the pitch behind you there, that's going to be where it's going to be laid out. Can you just explain a little bit about how that's going to happen?
Yeah, you can see the pitch. Obviously, we're going to use half of the pitch and really socially distance large areas of the pitch. Gravesham Council have been great, to be honest, and as a local constabulary and things, in letting us be innovative and try something, and that means that we can come down in space. We don't have the facility to have 100 tables, unfortunately, and that sort of thing. So rather than go to that extent, we're inviting people to come down, bring their own camp chairs or picnic blankets, etc. As long as you remain seated during the course of the day while you're in here, that's in place with restrictions, so we can do that. You can be served whilst you're seated in your picnic area with your family and friends amongst those pods of 6 in a nice outdoor environment. It's not going to be summery on Saturday, but it will be dry and the sun will be out. It'll be really nice and pleasant. So I guess it's a new way to use our facility here. We do have a large outdoor area. We do have a licence. We do have catering facilities. So we're looking forward to seeing how it goes.
Yeah, and there's plenty of little activities going on as well, all socially distanced. We've got some things for the kids and a special goalkeeper that we're not going to say too much about just yet.
Yeah, and he's very competitive, I can tell you that much. So it'll be, look, they're not events per se. As far as entertainment goes, we're pretty limited, and pubs and clubs and restaurants are pretty limited in what they can do with live music and that sort of thing. It's not possible at the moment. And we understand that these things have to be rolled out slowly and measured. So safety first, but we'll be, the first team will be here early on. They're wrapping up a training session at the time, so if you can get here early, you will get to see the end of that. That'll be down the other end of the pitch, a long way away, where they've been training during the lockdown since the season has been suspended. And then we will have, the kids can come up and have a goal on the full-sized, fully prepared goal mouth and the goals that the guys play on, which is nice for kids to do that. And as you say, we'll get someone in, pretty interesting to get in goal and try and stop those, and we'll have some little prizes and things for the kids as well. A lot of the volunteers that have helped during the lockdown are involved in the walking football. They'll also be having a bit of a kick around in a training session as well with their walking football, which will be interesting to watch them from 50 metres away and see what they get up to and do as well. So yeah, there's plenty on. It's also a good opportunity to do some things which in a normal season we'd be able to do. So the supporters, I know, are very interested in the supporter of the year, and I know there haven't been a lot of games, but I also know supporters acknowledge and recognise good footballers and those that play with the right spirit for the club and put a hard effort in. So it's a tough choice, to be fair. I know a few people have made the point on social media, and I really agree with it, that whilst there haven't been a huge body of games to judge players on from a player of the season, it's actually a really good season to pick good players, because they've had to go through so much adversity themselves and for the club, and to play football, it hasn't been hard for them. So the character of players and those that have stood out to really wear the shirt with pride and commit to this club, I'm sure will be at the pointy end of the voting. So we'll get a chance to for the people that are here to see those players and to have the awards given out. The Trust have got a club person award as well, which they're going to be giving out on the day. But the big one, Ed, is probably the in the flesh first view of next year's shirt and kit, both the home and away, which is fantastic to be able to do it. It's nice and early to launch that this year. They're the prototypes. There are only 2 in existence at the moment. They're the actual shirts ready to go, and we've got obviously Have we announced who's doing that, or what we're...
We haven't announced the model, no, but we have announced that Jimmy Jackson will be picking the raffle tickets as well that people can win.
Okay, great. So, people like Jimmy back down at the club and involved will be great. And being our 75th year, it's really important. So to have that core group of supporters, you can get out of your house, come here, and to see that shirt just be brought out here with sunlight on it, and to see it in the flesh would be really, I think that's a big feature of the day. And then we'll obviously take pre-orders and all of that, which does help to be able to get the right levels of stock in, and make sure everyone that wants an opportunity to have that shirt can have that opportunity with plenty of notice. So yeah, that's what the day looks like, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and just finally, we have limited spaces. They are selling, but you'd obviously want fans down revenues for the club in the time where we're not making any.
It's really important. We haven't had revenues for nearly 18 months, and we do need to get this revenue stream going of getting the club back in use 7 days a week, not only for when the football is on. We've still got to wait until July before we have friendlies in place here. So there's a long gap to fill, and we need to get that revenue in. We do need people's support on these when we do events like this and think outside the box. And we've gone out of our way to try and make it a day which we think Fleet people will really enjoy. So we really would appreciate any support, and to come down and buy a box and sit down here and enjoy the day with us. We want to see you more than anything, but the revenue is massive. We're doing some things like with the food offering and the beverage selection on the day. They're things that we want people to try and test, because we want to tailor that offering for you guys when you're here at the games. So there will be feedback forms to provide for what you liked, what you didn't like. If you want a little bit of more of this on the menu and a bit of less of that, we can get that across. That's a really big part of the day as well. We're very, very open to the feedback and to moulding and tailoring what we provide for all of our supporters when they come into the ground. So that'll be a big feature of it as well. But please book, try and pre-book your meals and your drinks if you can. We're going cashless. It's another test for that. We've got to rebuild the world as what it likes to come down to the Fleet, what it looks like and smells like, and the operations. It's really important, because it's a new world now, and there won't be cash being thrown around and used, because it's just not possible to do that anymore in our new hygiene standards the world needs. There's not, so systems like that. We won't be perfect, I could tell you now, but we've really thought long and hard about this and trialling things and trying them out. So be patient with us, understand what we're trying to do, and help us with that. And I think for the short term, when we first get back for the friendlies and going forward, it'll really increase, I think, the enjoyment, the efficiency, and the offering that we can provide for supporters in the ground.
Yeah, well, the booking for the rest of the week and the booking link will be down below on YouTube later.
Please book, it'd be great. And I think if this goes well, we've got weekends, we've got weeks coming up where there are other events we can do. When the ease of restriction comes around entertainment, for example, then if this works and we're getting support from the supporters down here in terms of bums on seats, and actually buying their plot and getting involved, then once we can do entertainment, the whole possibilities open up in terms of what we can provide, and we want to do that. We want to do more of it, but we need your support to do that as well.
Brilliant. Thanks, Damian.
Thanks, Ian.